Konnichiwa minasan. Hey everybody. Back again for, I guess another update. For those of you who haven't watched some of my previous videos, this past week was Golden Week and we were all off school. So we got to hang out or travel or do whatever we wanted for a few days. I did not go anywhere. I did stay here and I took the time to do some sightseeing in the area. I went down to Dejima. I went to some museums. I did a bunch of really cool stuff. Check out my previous videos if you want to have a sneak peek at some of those different experiences. I think Dejima was probably my favorite. So Dejima is the historical island where the Dutch were forced to live during the Tokugawa period, which is the period Japan was closed to the rest of the world. And there were about 14 or so Dutch people that were allowed to stay here, and that's where all the trade came through, like all of the trade. So they're reconstructing the island right now because after the Tokugawa period, they didn't need the island, so they filled in all around it and destroyed everything on it, and then now they're like, this is historical, people will like this, so now they're rebuilding the island. And they have a bunch of, not reenactments, but like they rebuilt the way the city, well, it was kind of a city. It was a city of its own, I guess. But they rebuilt a bunch of the structures based on the multitudes of historical records they have. They restored a bunch of the buildings, and a bunch of the rooms, and like they have, I guess it's kind of a reenactment, but reenactment without people. Like they have a feast set out, like a plastic feast, that kind of thing. But we wandered around there for a while, and there is a kimono rental shop on Dejima, and you can rent a kimono for a while, and I'm tempted to go back and rent a kimono because why not? So that's what I did for Golden Week. Lately, to amuse myself, I have been reading copious amounts. I probably read over 100 pages a day. Since Golden Week, I have read 4 or 5 books that were all at least 500 pages each. I don't know, because I like reading and I have nothing better to do with my life. I'm in the middle of the Aragon series right now. Well, not in the middle, I'm at the end of it. I'm reading the 4th book right now, and I think I'm going to finish the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo series. And the library at school also had the Chronicles of Narnia, like the entire thing in the one book, so I have that. I'm going to be reading that. But that's been keeping me occupied. I read as much as I can every day, and honestly, it's kind of nice because with high school and college, I didn't really have time to read. So it's nice to get back to the kind of thing I enjoy. What else have I been up to? Japanese doesn't sound foreign anymore to me. Like, I don't want to say it's sensory fatigue. Like, it's not like I'm used to it. It's kind of like I'm used to it. It's more like, it's probably gonna sound bad, but like how some people will react to like the way a dog barks or a cat meows. I don't necessarily understand it, but it's such a familiar sound that it's just kind of accepted in my brain, I guess. But I am understanding a lot more now than I was before. I'll be standing in line in the cafeteria, and we'll be listening to the conversation that the staff will be having, and it's like, well, that's really cool. So I am getting better with Japanese for sure. I thought you might want to see a little bit of the work I do in class. So this, when I first got here and I first got classwork back, this scared the mess out of me. So in Japan, putting a huge like circle on the paper means you did really well, and in America that would be like if someone wrote a giant 0 on your paper. So we all thought we failed like the first test, but no, it is a mark of good job here, and occasionally they put little stamps. So this was a quiz I took that I got 100 on, yay me. And then some of the classwork we do, this is a typical sheet that we get. We use the Genki series. So we learned kore, sore, and are, and then we just filled out the sheet and answered questions, and we asked questions and filled out a dialogue. And then we do a lot of pair work in Japanese, so we're always getting in pairs. So this is one we did where they gave us a situation and we actually had to like actually role play. So we did end up reading this in front of the class. But there is a role play for shopping, like this. You want to buy a bag, which bag do you want? And then this one is we went to a restaurant and we were trying to decide what to eat. And then this one we were talking about the family picture. Quick funny story about this one. We were reading it in front of the class, and my friend Phil and his partner, I think was Tara that day, they were reading theirs, and Phil was like, "What is this?" And it was like, "Well, that's spaghetti." And then he was like, "Well, how much does this other thing cost?" And like he asked a bunch of questions about different foods, and at the very end he was like, "I want ramen." We were all just, what? He didn't say anything about ramen the entire time. He went with ramen. And then this is one other typical thing we do, not necessarily in this format, but we do a lot of listening. So this was a longer listening exercise than one that is normal for us. So they actually give us a script the third time they played it. So they played it once or twice, and then they gave us this so we could follow along, which honestly, I didn't need it, which feels really good. I did not need to follow along with that. But yeah, that's what I've been up to. Also, I have found that I am recognizing a lot more kanji now. I estimate that I now can recognize a little bit over 40 kanji. I can write 20 maybe. I don't necessarily know all the readings for them, because learning the reading on your own is kind of difficult. So a kanji comes with at least two different readings. There's a traditional Chinese reading, and then there's the Japanese reading. So you can have like 8 different ways to read this kanji, and unless you hear the common way it's used, you don't really know. So I'll recognize a kanji, like I know that one means to go, or like one means street, but I don't know how it's read in context. So like I understand what's going on, but I can't read it to you either. But I recognize a lot of kanji now walking around. And what I have started doing is this app I used before I came to Japan to learn hiragana and katakana. It came with a different section, and the free version came with beginner kanji, which was about 200 kanji. Not that much, but it really didn't mean anything to me either. But I did end up buying the app since I've been here. It is a great app. It's called Kanji Study. It's amazingly helpful. But when I see a kanji a bunch of times now, I'll go and find it on that app, and I have a study section for ones that I see often that I'm practicing writing or I want to know what they mean, so that when I see them again, I know what's going on. So I am doing that. I also wanted to share with you some candy that I got today because we went down to Daiso and I don't know, I bought candy. So this one, I know you know what it is, but I thought you'd like a little tidbit of information about it here. So Kit Kats here, they're kind of a good luck thing. It's not really traditional, but it's very common to give someone a Kit Kat like before a test. And they do come in like really, really little ones. This is a pretty big one for here, but I got it honestly just because I wanted a Kit Kat. But I was standing in line to get my Kit Kat, and I happened to look over, and I saw this. Happy Colorful 7-color chocolate. I was like, Okay, so I grabbed it. They're M&Ms. They're actually much better than M&Ms. I would buy these if we had these in the US. They come in better colors too. Yeah. I like them. M&Ms really aren't that common here, and that when you do find M&Ms, they have packages this big and they have packages this big, and that's just not good enough for me. So I got this because it was in a slightly bigger package. Also, one of my friends went to Tokyo for Golden Week, which, cool. And she got me this from the Pokemon Center in Tokyo, because they didn't really have anything Umbreon or Espeon at the Pokemon Center that we went to, I did find an Umbreon decal, as I showed you in one of the other videos. So she got me an Espeon thing, and it is wonderful, and I'm extremely happy with it. I would say that probably the biggest thing bothering me right now is that I miss American food. Not even just like American just food, just like the food I'm used to. I had a dessert pizza during Golden Week, and it made me miss pizza. That was a really good darn pizza though. It was like a pizza crust, but it was like chocolate and banana, and it had a huge scoop of vanilla ice cream. It was so good, and I ate the whole pizza. Like, it was a solid, like, regular pizza. Not like the dinner size pizza, but like a slightly smaller pizza. But I miss pizza. I miss mac and cheese. I miss potatoes, because I'm a huge potato fan. The one thing I do like about the meals here is I do like rice. All the time. So I do appreciate that, and I'll probably miss that when I go back. And I will miss the chopstick ability of food here, because I really do enjoy using chopsticks all the time and it not being weird. Other than that, not much has really been going on. My Japanese is improving very, very slowly, but improving nonetheless. I feel like my language ability is like a snowball. It's moving, it's rolling, and slowly getting bigger. Slowly. But I can communicate well enough. Aside from reading, I really haven't been doing anything different. I walk downtown a lot. My leg muscles are getting bigger. I did notice that the other day, and it's probably because I climb a mountain to school every day. But also, the time it takes for me to climb the mountain is going down. And as I'm struggling to speak, another thing I would like to add is that I did not expect in Japan, is that my English abilities are falling. They're getting worse. And it's not just me either. The people I hang out with have also noticed that. They said they find it much harder to speak English as time goes on. We don't speak a lot of English. As I recall saying in one of my other videos that our Japanese professors do not speak English. So either we're listening to Japanese all day, or like we speak English during lunch, but we only have so many people we can speak English with. So it kind of makes sense that our ability to speak English is decreasing. We all wish that our ability to speak Japanese would be increasing at the same rate that our ability to speak English is decreasing. At this point, we're just going to not be able to communicate at all. But I thought you'd find that interesting. I'm a native English speaker, and I'm struggling with words lately. Like, we're all tripping all over our words, and it's kind of funny. But our Japanese is steadily increasing, which is nice. Like, doing some of the worksheets in class, I'm surprised at how much Japanese I know. Like, every day, I'm surprised. And every day, I'm also disheartened at how much I don't know still. But I get along well enough. So that is my update for this week. Not much interesting going on for the rest of the week. This weekend, I don't think I'm gonna do anything special. I might try and go up Mount Inasa. It overlooks the city. It's a world famous nighttime view. Might try and head up there. But no real big plans. Just doing the normal thing. I am down to 87 days left in Japan. Time is flying just as much as it is crawling. Every moment I feel differently about it. Like, I only have 87 days left. I've been here a month, and it's like I've only been here a month, and it's like I still have 87 days. So I go back and forth on it. But it's Tuesday there, I think. Well, happy Kyobi, I guess. Happy almost Suyobi. And then tomorrow, Thursday, is my sucky day. I'll be in class all day. But you know, make the best of it, I guess. Yep. So that's my life for now. It was nice to see you guys. I miss all of you so much. I look forward to coming home just as much as I don't look forward to coming home, but I do look forward to mac and cheese. Yep. Have a great week, everybody.